Hello, trading is closed on May 27, 2020. We'll go over our calls. Look for the pattern with the early high. Tends to be a rally day with a high in the final hours. We said it wouldn't surprise us if we moved up smartly at the open, but the pattern was negative unless we gapped up smartly, ideally overtaking this high that lower prices should print. Well, we gapped up smartly, so as far as I'm concerned, there's no call. We only equal this instead of gapped over it, so if you want to count it, ignore this. You could say we traded significantly lower. Here's just a reminder of what we said. Usually a rally day. Should be further declines. Gapping up strongly kills the pattern, so as far as I'm concerned, there's no call. Wouldn't be surprising to trade higher. Bulls need to go past the high to continue this leg up. If they did that, for confirmation, you have to go past today's close by 1 cent. If you don't go past it by 1 cent, this break doesn't count. This rally left behind a MEJT target, 3,395. Unless we have a gap up strongly, that's favored to print. The ultimate buy and sell signals here. We traded higher and lower, but the sustainability criteria of the system weren't met. That gives us the target. We've gone over the 200 a day moving average. That usually leads to higher prices, not always. It didn't work here. This dotted blue line is a TDST line. There is resistance at a bar over it. This doesn't count as a bar. It's not a whole bar. So you got resistance on the daily chart. And even though I don't use DeMarc's count any longer, I will say if we go up strongly for 2 more days, we'll have at the same time a 913.9 sequential sell, that's blue, and bar 13 giving a combo sell in green with 2 more rally days. If it works, that's what to look for, but it's failed me a number of times. We'll just say this is resistance where we are, a bar over that line. And it doesn't have to go to a bar. It's actually resistance here. There's also resistance on the weekly chart. Doesn't mean it has to hold. It's impossible for me to be certain of the count here, but I can't. This is ending wave 5, and I personally don't have a count. I can't come up with a count that says this isn't a corrective wave. I can't come up with a count that says the corrective wave doesn't have another leg down. That doesn't mean it has to start from here. Count we had yesterday hasn't been totally invalidated. If we stop here, this is a more aesthetic count. You can count this as 5 waves down for wave blue A. Here's wave blue B. Which retraces 61.8% of wave A. You can also ignore this top, take this top and this top, draw a line, get trend line resistance at today's high. I'm not convinced the rally's over, but if we drop convincingly, with no doubt about it, you can explain it based on this, but just because this number works, it doesn't mean other numbers don't. Thursday's pattern has the early low. We could gap up first. There's a lower target. If we don't gap up smartly, it's favored to print, even though it's much lower than we close. Now, I keep a list of stocks with favorable chart patterns. Had a strong rally, and I crossed a record number of stocks off the list. I just lost count. That means to me that the leaders of this rally aren't the ones behind this move up. I think it's a sign it's losing strength. Doesn't mean it has to stop right here. We've still broken through strong resistance. Unless today's moves reverse promptly and convincingly, rally probably isn't over. We could be entering a period like that of January and early February, which the market gave numerous signs of losing momentum, kept moving higher than it seemed possible, then gave back everything. If we don't reverse strongly and convincingly from here, there are some significantly higher targets, even though I think we're losing strength, and even though I don't have a count which says the corrective wave's over. So if we don't stop here, we could go quite a bit higher. Tomorrow's pattern has this target. If we gap up, it's off the table, and that's today's call.